It's time up for Danny Dimes because that performance yesterday over the weekend was. It said a lot about how he is performing for the New York Football Giants. They had the most horrific outfits known to man with those throwbacks. A lot of people were complaining.
Hideous.
But not only did they look hideous, they played hideous. So is Danny Dimes' time pretty much up as a New York Football Giant? Will first.
Usually, especially with like QBs like this, there's someone in the league that thinks they can fix him. There's someone in the league that thinks they can rehabilitate him. So what an organization will usually do is they'll shut him down for the rest of the season. Why? Because they want to protect an asset. They don't want him to be injured. They don't want him to be knocked. They want him to be just like a car. If you're going to try and sell the car, you're going to try and resell the car, you need it in tip-top shape. So they'll probably do this at some point to try and keep him healthy. And I think they're going to try and it's going to be like almost like a soft tank. If
Soft tank?
If
they don't need to soft tank. They just need to put him out there and they're automatically tanking.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, actually.
What's the point?
That is true.
And this is coming from somebody who's protected, like, over the past couple of years, I have said a lot, right?
Yeah.
And literally, I was watching that game, I was like, oh, Danny Dimes, RB1.
Yeah, you saw backed him. I would say 50% of the way more than we have, and certainly I'm just commenting on what you said. Well, like this is a car that nobody wants. So carry on. I mean, they can park him, they can do whatever they want, but nobody wants it.
Yeah,
no one's gonna pick up. It was a terrible performance, man. Like
22 for 42. Yeah, 22 for 42, 186 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, sacked 5 times.
Franchise QB right there.
And if you look at one of those interceptions, right, it was in the end zone, and some people said, oh, he made the wrong read, he shouldn't have thrown the ball. You actually look at it, he should have thrown the ball. He made the right read. He threw the ball about 3 yards to the right of where he should have.
You'd expect better accuracy.
So he needed to. So if you look on the end, like in the end zone, I think it said Giants, right? So he threw it to the right of the S, and he should have thrown it to the left of it. Because if he'd thrown it to the left of it, the receiver's able to cut across and make. It was a good read, right? From the cropped angle that I saw, and if he throws it in the right place, the guy catches, they score a touchdown. Instead, it's a pick.
Yeah, I think his consistency has always been up and down. It's sort of moved between average to poor. It's never sort of gone above it, and I think that's the story of Daniel Jones. I feel sorry for like Malik Neighbors because he flashed in this game. Like he's shown that he can get open. He can be a deep threat. He had 5 receptions for 66.
Didn't he get injured in this one?
I don't think so. I think.
Oh no, that's Rome Odunze. Sorry, no, I'm mixing my rookie wide receivers. Malik Neighbors.
He played really well. He played really well. It's a shame that
you were silent, bro.
Yeah, he now knows the absurdity of what he was talking about in the preseason. How he was offensive rookie of the year? That's not going to happen. He knows it. It's not even close. But he's living that nightmare now. So despite him, he's probably going to have massive potential. But we're never going to see it until they get a new signal caller there. Simple.
They need a new signal caller. The Giants are just going completely in the wrong direction because when you consider they look like they're going in the right direction, not last season, but the end of the season, the end of the 2022 season, right? We all thought, okay, the Giants are moving in the right direction, and then it all kind of just
they had talent, or what we thought was talent. I think that offensive lineman, the Alabama, they drafted him. He hasn't panned out. He hasn't really panned out well. Obviously, Saquon is gone to my Eagles, and he's balling out. He had a hat trick this week to show his value. I think Daboll might get one more shot. But I think the back office,
One more
in
show
the
with
middle,
that. Okay, so here's the thing. One more show with that because they got.
he might. That's all I'm saying. He might. We've seen the behind the
Oh
scenes.
yeah, yeah,
Him
yeah,
with
yeah,
his
yeah,
feet
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. They
With him
definitely
with
got to
his
give him a season without Daniel Jones because you
Yep.
you asked me to rescue this kid.
It's an
I'm telling
impatient
you.
league, though. That's the
It's a
thing.
patient league. The Maras aren't.
Yeah, but you
This is
can't
the
blame
war.
me for I came to meet that QB. I didn't draft him, so
Yeah.
you gotta understand. Like I tried to do my best to revive him, and it's not working because he's unsalvageable at this point. I just want to throw an interesting statistic here, right? Because they do say that when you're inaccurate in college, normally you're gonna be inaccurate in the league, right? In the history of the NFL, a lot of quarterbacks that come to the league with sub 60% completion percentage in college, they tend not to be accurate in the league. Daniel Jones is one of them, right? The other guy currently in the league that came into the league with sub 60% completion rate was Josh Allen, but he's actually improved.
Because he actually like
Coaching does help.
well,
Dayball.
he worked on his mechanics as well.
Yeah,
exactly. So he's actually improved his accuracy. But the thing is, it's not just that. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that it's very rare to have a quarterback that's not accurate in college become accurate in the NFL. And testament to Josh Allen being able to do that. But over history of the NFL, normally when they're inaccurate in college with sub 60% completion rate, it carries on. Cam Newton was NFL MVP. He was magical. He was sensational. He had never completed 60% of his passes. But he had other assets or other talents to compensate for that.
Do you know the funny thing is? The person who won that game, the quarterback who won that game, used to play in that stadium for another New York franchise.
Yep.
Chucky himself, Sam Darnold, and he was all right in that game.
Hats off to Sam Darnold. One thing I will say is we're now seeing how important coaching is. The stop he had in San Francisco, like if you watch this game, you see him making the right reads. He's right with his timings. 19 for 24, 208 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did throw the intercept. I understand, but all I'm saying, it's never going to be easy. Like defenders are always. I'm trying to give Sam Darnold his flowers, man. Like he's shown that. I mean, it's only one game, but all I'm saying is that the stop he had at San Francisco.
How long till he starts seeing ghosts?
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, if he plays like this heading forward, Minnesota have good coaches.
He always sees ghosts.
They've got weapons.
The one thing I will say, and this is obviously not the main part of the segment, but what do they have in Minnesota that they didn't have in the Jets or Carolina?
An abundance of weapons.
Structure as an organization, a run game. They've got a lot of things.
A run game, right?
Yeah.
Aaron Jones. They've got a run game.
Yeah.
And you've got Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, but that's
probably the best wide receiver in the entire sport, right?
Yeah.
Well, currently, yeah,
he is one.
So if you think about that, and then they've got other players in that team who actually make a difference. So bringing it back to Danny Dimes, how many games do we think he's got left? Do you think he even lasts a season?
I think
on the Giants depth chart, who's your backup quarterback? Because
if it's like I said, Pete said, if it's a tank, you might as well just leave him in there. It's not going to make much of a difference.
Yeah, because
Drew Lock.
Yeah, Drew Lock's going to play at some point this year.
Drew Lock will play.
He's going to get benched. But I don't know. I'll say probably give it 5 or 6 games, and Drew Lock will get a chance to play a bit.
Could it even take that long? Well, that's what we're going to have to wait and see, because it's Danny Dimes left a lot to be desired. Giants fans pulling their hair out because it already looks like the season's over. Overreaction Monday and all, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to overreact. We're going to have a bit of fun with it.